Hi, welcome to Jen's Gems. I wanted to talk a little bit today about witnessing death and the sacredness of death. I've had the opportunity, for who knows why, to be involved in some way in the end stage of life with 5 different people in my life. A cousin who was a peer to me in my exact age range, with a child the same age as mine at the time. My mother-in-law, my former mother-in-law, my own mother, a parent from a school community, the Waldorf community that I've been a part of for many years, and a childhood friend. And I'm trying to think, in all of these cases, they were all cancer. They were all cancer. Breast, adrenal, leukemia, another breast, and another breast. Yeah. So lots of cancers. And here's the various experiences that I have. And I'm bringing this up because I just want to tie together some of the things that I learned about the experience of it, because I didn't know until after many of them, actually, maybe even the latest one, that there are some aspects to death that we don't understand until we are witnessing it. So the first one was my cousin Mary, and she was, I didn't know at the time, I knew she was end stage, but I didn't know at the time that she was, I think, 2 days away from death, but I was there 2 days before she passed away. And she was taking oral medication to level out the experience. She was on palliative care, but still taking things to ease the pain. And there was at least 3 different medications that she was taking. And she had talked about how she didn't want to extend her life too long or take huge measures to stop, but she wasn't on hospice care yet, so it was kind of interesting. Anyway, I was there at a time when it was time for her to have her meds and to administer them to her. She was still able to sit up and talk, and so I got the medications, I brought them over to her, and she went like this. She went, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay. And I didn't belabor it. I didn't ask her why. I didn't, freak out or anything like that. I just sat there and thought, it's the end of her life. I got nothing, whatever. And I remember continuing to talk to her, spending a couple more hours, and then I needed to head home to my children on a plane because it was my intention to see her one more time before she passed away. With my mother-in-law, there were several of us that were staying vigil with her in her last few days. We weren't sure how long it was going to be for her body to stop working, and she was already unconscious, not eating, not drinking, and at this point she was just getting drips of morphine with a sponge, basically. And there were 3 of us in the room, and one of the other of us went up to check on her, and she had breathed her last breath. And what I remember is that we all were united in that room, listening to country music because she liked country music. We were all united on this process of like holding the space for it to happen. And so at the time we didn't choose, or none of us was compelled in the moment to cry. We didn't cry at the moment. Like later we did a lot and stuff like that, but there was just something that happened between the 3 of us, where we just sat there and we're like, wow, this is kind of amazing. We're here and the music's on and she's gone now, and I just that was a first. So then, when my mother was end stage and also uh, uh, at the point where she was having belabored breathing and she was unconscious and she wasn't eating or drinking, the whole thing, um, a bunch of us in the family were together and we were having a meal. It was actually Christmas Day, Christmas dinner time. And yeah, many of us were taking turns visiting her and so on. And it was my turn to go check on Mom. And I went and checked on her, and she was gone. And I remember this combination of uh, peacefulness and relief and sudden deep sadness. I did cry. I fell to my knees. I grabbed my cell phone, and I actually, I'm 2 rooms away, and I'm texting the kid's father and saying she was gone and so forth. And the thing that was super sacred about that was that within a couple of hours we were circled together talking about what was coming up for us with her passing and her leaving. And I just thought that was an incredible, it was like a talking circle with a talking stick. We kind of borrowed that notion of having something to pass around. And I just remember how meaningful and beautiful that was. So the next story is going to be about the mother from Waldorf and my childhood friend. But I am going to do a second video on that, so stay tuned and hear more about some of the sanctity of death. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.